We're joined by Dr Paul Marston, who is a statistician from the University of Central Lancashire. Now, first of all, Paul, thank you for joining us. The government talks of fairness. Its main policy has been to be fair to all. In your opinion, do you think this budget is fair? Do you think it's fair that they're cutting jobs in the public sector, in the armed forces, that families earning more than 40,000 a year will be denied child benefit? Do you think, taking these matters into account, that the budget is fair?
Well, I mean, the problem with fairness is that, of course, everybody says we've got to make cuts, but nobody wants the cuts to be made to them. And defining what is fair in statistical terms is extremely difficult. Inevitably, the media will find some hard luck case of somebody who's just on the margins. So, I mean, for example, you mentioned the child benefit cuts. Obviously, somebody where the main earner is earning just over 40,000 will lose child benefit, whereas a family where the combined income is 70,000 won't use it, and that doesn't seem fair. But if you don't do that, then you've got to introduce means testing, and that costs a lot more money. So actually, you finish up spending more than you save. So the problem I think the government has in some instances is to make cuts in such a way you actually save money. And very often, when you look at the savings, they're not what they seem to be at first glance. So, I mean, for example, the Quangos, there was a big headline, bonfire of Quangos, and I think there's 700 and something Quangos. When you read the small print, it's 176 are going to be abolished. But actually, the savings are not all that great, because a lot of the jobs then have to be done by somebody else. So in fact, you've then got to switch the same people to doing the same jobs in many cases, but they're now under government departments instead of under Quangos. So when you look at savings that can be made by apparent headline policies, you find that they're actually a lot less, and some of them are over the next 10 years, so they're not going to kick in before the next election, which is their objective anyway. So, I mean, taking a kind of global picture of some of these things, you're balancing, if you're the government, you're trying to balance actually making savings with having a system which is workable without spending more money than you're saving. So the answer probably is no, it won't be fair in all respects, but it's difficult to see how it could be. If you take things like you mentioned, the child benefit allowance, getting a fair system would cost more than you'd save.
Dr Paul Marston, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.